leak is that Ducati will allegedly help Marc Marquez a lot to prevent Jorge Martin and Enea Bastianini from winning the race. Marc Marquez was just joking. Valentino Rossi was reluctant to choose Ducati for Motogp 2025. 5 Ducati riders finished top in the 2024 British Motogp race at the Silverstone circuit after the summer break. The 5 racers are Enea Bastianini Ducati, Jorge Martin Pramac, Francesco Bagnaia Ducati, Marc Marquez Gresini, and Fabio Di Gianantonio Pertamina Enduro VR46. Bastianini has now entered the ranks of top riders after overtaking Marquez in the MotoGP standings in 3rd place, thanks to finishing first in the sprint race and main race of the 2024 British MotoGP. There are still 3 because we have to add Bastianini, referring to the official 4, said MotoGP observer Ricard Joves, quoted by Motosan. He, Marquez, will suffer if there is one more improvement they achieve after the Misano test and the bike is upgraded. The question is, will they Ducati take what they have from Marc Marquez? What for? To prevent Bastianini or Martin from winning. Martin performed well at Silverstone after falling in the 2024 German MotoGP race, which resulted in Bagnaia occupying the top position in the standings. It's something to celebrate that he's not down. He had a good weekend, he's there, and that makes us think that he will continue to be there, top position, said Jove. The manufacturing, the regulations, the evolution that has taken place, he has managed to make very similar bikes from best to worst. There is a lot of equality. Something that happened 15 to 20 years ago was impossible, no matter how great you were. If you don't have the right bike, forget it. So the fact is that everyone has the opportunity to fight for the podium, even if only occasionally. That's what motivates everyone in MotoGP, who are all very great, admitted Jove. When they do the second race at Misano, it will be seen that the more laps you do, the more you improve and improve. I think there is one thing we cannot doubt at this stage, which is that this will not affect Pecco in the next race. He wants to lead the championship and he wants to lead the race, and he will continue with his strategy. Whenever it goes well for him, we will praise him. A results-oriented approach is inevitable. But at the end of the film, the nice thing is that we reached the championship final like last year, but not with 4 riders, and that can happen. And Marquez with his, "I'm not counting on you" strategy. Wait until Ducati decides that they want to help Marc a little more to avoid or try to avoid Martin and Bastianini's attacks. On the other hand, Marc Marquez is just joking. Is Valentino Rossi not yet sincere with his choice of Ducati for MotoGP 2025? Valentino Rossi doesn't seem completely willing to see Marc Marquez become the choice of the factory Ducati team for MotoGP 2025. MotoGP 2025 will be a new episode in Marc Marquez's career, where he will regain status as a factory racer. In other words, next season Marquez will share the garage with Valentino Rossi's proud pupil, Francesco Bagnaia. Various pros and cons accompany the steps of winning 8 world titles, one of which comes from Valentino Rossi. The man who was crowned a MotoGP legend previously openly said that Marquez's presence was unnecessary. For Rossi, Marquez will not have any influence in proving Bagnaia as one of the great racers in MotoGP today. Bagnaia doesn't need to prove himself by beating Marquez, considering he has been MotoGP world champion in the last 2 seasons. Bagnaia doesn't need Marquez in his garage to prove he is number 1, said Rossi, as reported by Motosan. On his way to achieving this position, Marquez managed to beat Jorge Martin and Enea Bastianini. In the 2024 season with Gresini Racing, the 31-year-old racer showed promising performance by winning 4 podiums. Apart from his performance this season, Marquez's history as winner of 6 MotoGP world titles is also a separate consideration. The election of Marquez also had a big impact on Ducati. Apart from losing Bastianini and Martin, they must also be willing to accept that Pramac Racing as their satellite team will no longer be a partner next season. On the other hand, Pramac Racing officially became a Yamaha satellite team. No doubt, this made Rossi increasingly show signs of not being sincere about seeing Marquez as Ducati's choice. "I have a clear opinion about his character and I will never change it," said Rossi. This feeling was present because the doctor considered that the decision to choose Marquez would certainly result in a number of riders being betrayed. One of them is Martin and Pramac, who in the last 2 seasons have become Bagnaia's strongest rivals in the hunt for the world title. Not surprisingly, Rossi was outspoken in his opinion that Marquez's choice to race for the factory Ducati team was a joke. "It's natural for racers to feel betrayed," said Valentino Rossi. "From one moment to the next, they no longer count. So I would not be surprised if they think that Marquez's election was just a joke," he added. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to always support this channel to get the most complete information about MotoGP. Thank you.